We will indeed seek to lift the tyrannical sanctions, but we won't have an economy that's based on conditions, nor reliance on the will of foreigners.
Well, let's speak now to author Ramin Parham. Thanks for joining us on France 24 today. What exchanges do you think we can expect under Raisi's leadership?
Not very much, to tell you the truth, really not very much. We have had the past record of the person, of the regime, over the past 20 years, if not to say over the past 40 years. There's really nothing to expect. If you can't expect anything from, say, Khatami, if you can't expect anything, say, from Rouhani, the so-called moderate, what could you possibly expect from Raisi, a person with criminal charges hanging over his head?
How would you assess the chances of getting the nuclear deal back on track?
The chances, as Rouhani himself said, I believe yesterday, the chances are very limited because there is not much to gain for the regime and for Raisi as the representative of its so-called executive branch. There isn't much to gain from that thing. Any economic gain would take a very long time to have material effect in Iran. And in exchange for that long-term putative effect, positive effect, they will have to give material, concrete, and immediate advantages and on the nuclear issue to the West. So there is no hope for any kind of return to normalcy anytime soon with the continuation of this regime.
Now, Iran's economy has really been devastated over recent years with sanctions and the pandemic dealing double blows. Many Iranian people are really suffering.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Many are fleeing the country, going to Armenian in order to have vaccines. Anyone who could flee the country is trying to do it. There is no hope for any, as I said, any kind of return to normalcy for a very simple reason. Any kind of return to any kind of normalcy, be it economic normalcy, political normalcy, cultural normalcy, would have a snowball effect, a domino effect on the regime, and it will quicken its collapse, its structural collapse.
All right, Ramin Parham, thanks so much for that insight on France 24 today.
Thank you very much, Kate.